not just that punishment that makes a difference with children. It is actually these 5 different things that make a difference. The first one being choices. Now, by choices, I mean as parents, we cannot possibly deal with all the things our kids do every day. If we did, if we paid attention to everything, if every little problem percolated to the surface, we ourselves wouldn't be able to handle the intense stress. And if you ever really want to measure this, someday during your child's day, have a little notepad with you and just mark off every little tiny thing. And chances are pretty good as parents, as a good coping mechanism, we just tune most of them out. I mean, there are times, for example, I'm the father of a teenage girl. And I, as a father of a teenage girl, I watch very closely what she wears all the time. My wife has probably begun to look away from some of that. But having been a teenage boy, I watch very carefully what my daughter wears when she is trying to leave the house. And she knows that that will happen and probably tries to slip out the front door when I'm standing in the kitchen so I don't see her. But it is one of those things I have made a conscious choice to be aware of. Sometimes that is not such a big issue for parents. For me, it is. But in any case, what I recommend we do is you have to look at, if you make this master list of all the things your children do that you do or do not like, look at it this way: what you want to see more of, what you want to see less of, and what you want to see stay the same. Now, it's real important we don't just focus only on the negative. Because if you focus only on the negative, what will you be doing all day? Criticizing your child, punishing your child, and your child will say, "Mom, Dad, all you do is nag me all day," and you completely disconnect. Salesmen talk about this idea that, and people in management talk about the idea that you should compliment someone 7 times for every 1 time you're going to criticize them. And as parents, we forget that. We usually criticize them 7 times and maybe compliment them once. On Christmas, we say, "Well, I still like you. The rest of the year, you're driving me nuts." That's not going to be helpful. For kids, it's important that they do hear those positive things because it's all part of building that relationship. And in that, therefore, it's important to make a list of what you want to see more of. So in other words, behaviors that aren't quite there but you're working on. What you want to see less of, things your child's doing now that you really want to see them stop doing, and what you want to see stay the same. Even the most troublesome child has got some things that they're doing that you want to keep going, and that's very important. Second thing you do is you have to think about you have to select out some of these behaviors in the choices you're making. Say, if I want to change some things, what is my child really capable of changing? You may want to see your child able to get themselves dressed in the morning, but if your child's 2, not going to happen. But believe me, I've seen many a parent very frustrated. Their 3 and 4 and 5-year-old can't tie their shoes, they can't get themselves dressed, and they get very frustrated as a parent's trying to rush off to work, says, "What's wrong with you? Why can't you do all this?" Well, some kids are right in saying, "I'm only 4. I can't do it yet." And it's important we understand that. So what they're able to do, what they're willing to do,